This is TJ with Robinhood Coins, and today I'm doing another dollar coin hunt. I've done some research on dollar coins lately, so I have a few new things to look for. First, I still need at least 6 Susan B. Anthony's and several presidential dollars to complete those sets. As far as errors and varieties go, I'm looking for another specimen of the 1979p wide rim variety since I already have one. I'll also be looking for the 2000p Sacagawea with bold tail feathers, or the Wounded Eagle, or the Goodacre finish. And I'll be looking at all of the presidential coins to check for the missing edge lettering. I also found out there's several NIFC years in the Sacagawea and presidential dollars, so I'll be setting those aside as well. As always, I'll give away at least one of the finds from the hunt as a Robinhood Coins giveaway for this video, and to enter, all you have to do is comment on the video. So with that, let's get started. So I decided to kick it off with customer wrapped rolls, and so far we've gone through 10 of them. And we have our first really good find. It is the Native American 2016 Denver, which is the Code Talker variety. There's only 2.1 million minted, so it's a low mintage, and right now in MS63, this would be worth $5. I don't think this is MS63, but it's really close, so it's definitely a keeper, especially with only 2.1 million minted. Then, in the first couple of rolls, must have been someone that had been holding on to him for a while, because we had entire stacks of certain presidents. I want to say Harrison, Taylor, and then this other tall stack over here, Hayes. We're all in like 2 or 3 rolls. They're all Denver, and they're all in very, very uncirculated condition. Really, really, really nice. Someone's probably been sitting on them ever since they came out in 2007 or 2008. And then this roll right here had an entire stack of 1979 Denver, some of which are really nice. Like that very top one right there, man, it is in nice, nice, nice condition. I think it might upgrade my album. Haven't gone through that yet, but I definitely think that is in someone's collection. They might have just had more than they wanted to keep and decided to give them back. But the cool part is they were in really nice condition. Here's a quick rundown of how I'm keeping them organized as I go through the hunt. So first off, over here, I'm setting aside all the 2000 Philadelphias because that's what has the 3 Sacagawea errors. I'm also setting aside any NIFCs or low mintages ones like that Code Talkers. Then right here, I'm keeping all of my Susan B. Anthony set aside by year and mint mark. Up here at the top, I'm keeping my common uncirculated presidents, and when I get them, I'll have any NIFCs right there. Over here, I have the common circulated discard presidents. I have them stacked up by president to make it easier on myself. Since the edge lettering is hard to see, I go through the rolls, and if it's a common president, I put it in its stack. If it doesn't have a stack right here, then I know it's an NIFC, and I immediately can check the red book and put it over there. Same goes with the common Sacagaweas. I have the 2000 and the 2001s, and then I have the 3 designs of the Native American that are super common, 40, 50 million each, right there. So if I come into a Native American and it has that design, then it goes right here. Unless it's uncirculated, it'll go over there. And then if it's one of these designs, like the Code Talkers, then it also goes over there. So that's how I'm keeping it organized, and we're going to keep going through this hunt, and hopefully we'll get some NIFCs or some errors soon. Alright, so I just cracked into roll number 11, and it was another one of those customer wrapped rolls like this that I got all those other uncirculated coins out of, and it looks like the whole roll is more uncirculated. So here is one of them, just a very top one, and look at that, it's just nice. Very, very few, if any, maybe 2 or 3 scratches that I see. So very, very nice. I don't know if it's MS65 or not, but looking at the red book, that one in MS65 is $5. But just to see an idea, all of the roll is like that. It is just super, super nice. And again, they're pretty common. They're not like high value or anything, but in this condition, they're definitely worth saving, maybe to put together some sets or sell them by year, the 4 designs for that year, something. Just, I hate to send these back to circulation. They're just so nice. I am working on my third bank wrapped roll, and we have our first NIFC. It is a John F. Kennedy, which is a 2015. This one is in Denver, and I do not have any of the presidential NIFCs, so this is my first one. Very cool there. I already looked at the red book, and it is 5.1 million minted of the 2015 Denver John F. Kennedy. So low mintage, very cool. All right, I'm working on my fifth bank wrapped roll, and we have a 2002 Denver, which is another NIFC, and this one has only 3.7 million minted. I'll probably keep it just because I don't have this one, and it is low mintage, but I wish it was in better condition. The rims are pretty worn. You could tell it's been in circulation a while, but still, it is technically an NIFC, and it is low mintage, so it's a keeper. A couple rolls later in bank wrapped roll, and we have another NIFC. It is a 2006 Denver. Look how nice that one is. It looks like it's got some water spots. I don't know, it might just be some other sort of foreign debris on it, but still pretty shiny and nice condition. And looking at the red book, the 2006 Denver has only 2.8 million minted, so that's a very low mintage, so that's really cool. The very next roll, and we have another NIFC, and here it is. It's a Woodrow Wilson. I've already checked the red book. It's a 2013 Denver, and it has only 3.3 million minted. So low mintage, gotta love that, and very cool. Not the greatest condition, but I'll take it because it's an NIFC and low mintage anyway. Well, on the very next roll, we have a Calvin Coolidge, which is a 2014, and this one is Denver. And I checked the red book on this one as well, and 3.7 million is what the mintage is. So still pretty low, and that makes the third presidential NIFC that we have so far. Wow, this is awesome. We found a 2003 Denver. I already looked at the red book, and this is only 3,080,000 minted. So pretty low mintage, especially look at that condition. That is great. And as I was checking the red book, I noticed right next to it, William Howard Taft. And so I haven't checked to see if it is a Denver or Philadelphia. It's a Denver. So I'll have to check what that is, but that's another NIFC. So there you have it, 2 NIFCs back to back. Got to love that. We're on roll 26, and we have another NIFC. And this time it's a 2013. I already checked the edge lettering, and it is a Philadelphia, which is one of the first Philadelphia Presidents ones that I've gotten out of this box. So that's cool. And it's a Theodore Roosevelt. All right, we are on roll number 27, and it looks like we have a uncirculated roll of Millard Fillmore coins. This is a 2010 version. I don't know if they're Philadelphia or Denver or both because they're edge lettering. It is in a String & Sons, but this is very cool. It's packed pretty tight. It's rolled pretty tight. So I think this is the original packaging when it first went to a bank. Very cool. I'm gonna have to check eBay, see if there's a market for it. I am working on roll number 28, and this is super cool. First, I found this right here, which is a 1979 Denver, and I believe it is the far date narrow rim variety. I set it aside because I have another one just like it, and I was gonna show you guys later. But then in the same roll, I also found the more rare near date 1979 Denver with the wide rim. Unfortunately, you can see this coin is thrashed. Got a lot of rust, but I'll still be able to show you the error variety. So here are those 2 coins underneath the scope. The first one right here is the narrow rim far date, and then this one right here is actually the error, the more rare one. In MS63, this coin is worth $38 versus a narrow rim MS63, which is worth $6 according to the red book. But check that out. Look how close that date is to the rim. Look how much thicker the rim is compared to the narrow rim. And that's really how you can tell these two apart. And that's the best way I can tell whenever I find a wide rim near date, is whenever I compare it to either a normal coin or a narrow rim. Now, the red book just says narrow rim and wide rim. It doesn't have like a regular. However, I have found, because I have found these coins before, I have found that there is some that are narrower than others. So what I'm going to do real quick is I'm going to get these together and show you an example of a regular and then a super narrow. So this right here on the right, this is a regular. I'm going to call it regular because the rim is not as thin. And I can show you the point right here in between the 9 and the 7, how thick that is. And then you could look at the same point between the 9 and the 7 on the super narrow one that I have. And then the date, just taking a look at the 19, how it's closer, but it's not the near date. It's not the near date wide rim because the rim isn't as thick and the date isn't as close. And so that's what I found in hunting these. And what I've started to learn is these are the super common ones, the more average thickness, if you will. And so you can grab those pretty much anytime. And you just compare that to the near rim or the narrow rim or the wide rim. We're on roll number 29 and we have another NIFC. Very cool. Ronald Reagan, and it's a 2016 Denver. Got to love that. Decent shape, not uncirculated. They really lose their luster real quick, these dollar coins do. But I'll take it. Wow, that same roll, we have another NIFC. This time it's a 2014 from Philadelphia, Calvin Coolidge. But unfortunately, it has some writing or marking, I don't know, something all over it, including some scratches too. So not only did someone write it up with a Sharpie or something, but it also has some scratches. I don't think that's toning. I guess it could be. Let me know what you think in the comments. Roll number 30, and we have another NIFC. This time it is a 2007 Denver Sacagawea in really nice condition. I mean, that's got a lot of luster still left on it. It's got a couple little dings and scratches, but lots of luster, so that's cool. Because these NIFCs, most of them in MS63, or not most of them, but several of them are $5 or $6. And I don't know exactly what this one is. Plus, I don't think it's going to be MS63. But still means that it's definitely going to be worth more than $1. The very next roll, roll 31, and we have another NIFC, and it's another really nice shape one. Check that out. 2006 Denver NIFC Sacagawea coin. Very cool. Beautiful. Lots of luster still left on that. All right, we are on roll 32, and we have a proof. 1979 San Francisco proof. Got to love it. That is great. I think I already have this in the album, but I probably only have one, maybe two, so it'll still be a great add to the collection. Wow, in that same roll, we have another proof. It's a 2006 Sacagawea San Francisco proof. You can barely tell a little bit of frosting or cameo on the design, but it's still there, and that is very cool. Same roll as the Susan B. Anthony proof. Very awesome. That's my first proof Sacagawea, or I don't even have a President's one yet either. So very cool addition to the collection. All right, so we are all done with the rolls, and now it's time to get these cleaned up. These are my common Sacagaweas and common presidential years. These are not the NIFCs. So let's go ahead and check these for the missing edge lettering as we roll them up. All right, we got all those rolled up, and it looks like we may have one, possibly, that is missing the edge lettering. All right, so man, this is difficult looking at under the microscope on the edge, but I think I see a T right here. And then I thought I also saw an S, possibly, so for trust right there in the middle. And then later on, I thought I saw a P somewhere. This coin, from the naked eye, it really looks like it is missing the edge lettering. But then again, it also, you can tell it's worn and has a lot of post-mint damage as well. And so it's kind of hard to tell. That right there, I think, is where the P is. I don't think it's a D. I think it's a P, so the date is probably right before it. So this probably isn't the missing edge lettering. Next, we are going to go through all of these 2000 Philadelphias, and we're going to be looking for a couple of different errors. And if you don't already have this book, Strike It Rich with Pocket Change, you should probably get it if you like looking for errors like I do. There's a link down in the description. I have an Amazon Associates account. And if you use that link to buy this book, the same link that I use to buy it, and it doesn't cost you anything extra, but I get a small little kickback, which I will use to help pay for more giveaways on this channel. But anyway, this is a really good book. One of the reasons why I like this book is because it gives you pictures of all of the things that you're looking for, or at least most of them. And on the 2000 Philadelphia Sacagawea, one of the things we're looking for is the enhanced tail feather. And it gives you a picture of what that looks like. It gives you a picture of what the normal tail feathers looks like. There was only 5,000 minted or 5,500, and they were inserted in Cheerios boxes. So they're super, super, super rare, but worth the money if you find it. The other thing that you're looking for is a rotated die. So that is another thing that you can find on the 2000 Philadelphia. And then there's also a error where it looks like there's a spear through the eagle on the back. Wounded Eagle, I think is what it's called. And it's a decent find if you do find it, about uncirculated $55, at least according to this book. So those are the things that we're going to be looking for in the 2000 Philadelphia. All right, so we went through all of the 2000 Philadelphias. Man, it was almost 5 or 6 rolls. Now it's time to go through the Susan B. Anthony's and see if anything upgrades my album or fills a hole. Here's another book that I find incredibly useful, the United States Coins 2020, aka the Red Book. It's really not that expensive on Amazon. I have a link in the description below. One of the ways that it's been useful today is that there are 2 types of the 1979 S proof. There's type 1 and type 2. Type 1 is filled, and then it shows a picture, and then type 2 is clear. And then, so looking at the one that we found earlier in the rolls, it looks like it is the filled version, not the clear version or the rounded version. So it's the more common, but I needed it in the album. So that is very cool. We have filling a spot, and we still need to check to see if anything else upgrades. So we were able to fill a spot with that 1979 S-Proof Type 1, and then we were also able to upgrade a spot with this 1979D that has a lot less scratches than the other one that I had. So that was very cool. 2 items for the album. Now it's time to go through my common uncirculated presidential coins and see which ones I'm going to keep and see which ones are going to go back. There's a few that had a little too many scratches, even though the luster and everything else looks like it might be uncirculated. Just with too many scratches, got to go back. So let's see. Well, that's what we have left. So we're going to go ahead and get these in tubes along with some of the other uncirculated coins I've had from previous hunts. And then we'll get on to the wrap-up. All right, so here's the wrap-up. We ended up with a total of 7 of the NIFC presidential coins, and one of them I'm going to send back because it's pretty beat up. Unfortunately, none of them were uncirculated, which is really the best way to save these, really the only way that they're really worth money. But they are NIFC and low mintage, so I'm going to go ahead and keep these right here. We did have 2 uncirculated Sacagawea, 2 Philadelphia, 2 Denver. And we found that Susan B. Anthony wide rim near date error coin. Unfortunately, the coin is pretty thrashed and corroded, but it is cool to find that error. And we found the super narrow rim far date. I showed you this one as well as the kind of the average rim that's in between these. I like to keep the extreme examples of the narrow rim as well set aside, kind of with the wide rim. We also had my first gold proof, which is this 2006 San Francisco Sacagawea coin. So that was really cool. It's also an NIFC year, so very cool there. And we had a Native American coin that is low mintage. There's 11 of these Native American coins. This is the Code Talker. The first 3 were pretty high mintages, and the last 8, they're for circulation. They're not NIFC, but they just happen to be really low mintage. So definitely save those when you find them. And then we had 5 of the Sacagawea NIFCs. So that was really cool to find. And we had this uncirculated roll of Millard Fillmore. I'm 90% sure this is an uncirculated roll because it's labeled Millard Fillmore. Millard Fillmore is on the front. It's still wrapped really tight. So very cool. I'm going to check eBay and see what that one is worth. But overall, pretty good hunt. Had a lot of fun. So the Robinhood Coins giveaway for this video is going to be this 2006 Denver NIFC Sacagawea. Really nice condition. MS63, I want to say this thing is $4. Don't know if this is MS63 or not, but I have 2 of them in this condition, so I figured we would have that one be the Robinhood Coins giveaway for this video. Well, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps our channel. Subscribe if you like our content, and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any videos or giveaways. And with that, I will see you on the next hunt.